Hello, here with Near Earth Hub, and this is the Jeeves assembly lines build that's been doing really well for me. I've been having a ton of fun with this deck, and it's really been going at a crazy pace that often the runner just can't keep up with. So we got a pretty good opener here. I'm going to cover HQ. I think he's probably on account siphon. Actually, let's put the Jeeves with the assembly lines off the bat. Yeah, that'll be fine. We'll go HQ here. So you can install this at the runner turn, get an extra card off NEH, but people definitely won't wait if you don't message them and say, I'm going to do my thing. So here we go. So we got our Jeeves on the board, which means we can do our Astro on turn 2, fast advancing for what's going to amount to basically nothing for money. So if this goes off, it's going to be pretty great for us. Pretty strong start. So we see Keyholes, we're going to have an Eater, we're going to see Fem, we're probably going to see some account siphons. This deck can only perform decently at a low bank count, so siphon shouldn't be a deal breaker for us. And it will mean that like putting a gear check at R&D is not that exciting because you'll be able to break it with Eater for $1. But putting some of our bigger stuff there, like the Archangel or Little Engine, could be quite good. So in this build, I've removed both Cyberdex Virus Suites, and I've put 2 more ice instead. It feels pretty good so far. I mean, the main thing, we were playing 9 ice, and it's really not quite enough to have something to cover your Sentinels early on. Like even any cheap ice like vanilla can sometimes save you a lot of accesses. All right, so we're gonna get to fast advance. Okay, click from Jeeves. Whoops, should have triggered that. So we'll bring that out and just put that on the table. Do the same thing again, get another free card. The card flow is what makes this deck tick. Like you really want to just keep the cards pumping and draw through your deck as fast as possible without having to pay too many clicks on it. So the clickless draw, really good. He's gonna run Keyhole on us. Good for him. So now he's got the Eater in the bin. If he gets Retrieval Rotten, he can get whatever he needs. And the Keyhole is a real threat to us. Like one thing we can do is we can team sponsorship agendas from the archives directly onto our Sansan. If he doesn't pick them up right away, which looks like he's not going to, so that's good news for us. So you get an Exploda. You don't really want that. So what I think we want to do is just play this for the I don't know, so suppose we roll the Sansan and we do install Subliminal Advance. We put the Beal in there behind the vanilla. Or we could even use the Astro token. Don't mind that. So we use the team here. We could either put vanilla in front, or we put Beal with vanilla in front. I think saving the 2-pointer is pretty good for us. Or we put the Breakings in front, use the Astro token to score it, and get the Beal in front as well. I actually think that's the best way to go. Let's defend all our agendas. I mean, he can beat it with DDoS, but he has to have it. And I don't think he's going to. So no Jeeves trigger, couldn't make that happen, but we did save both Keyhole agendas. And now we're at 4 points already, so I feel pretty good about this start. And it is turn 3 and we are on 4 points, so that's the pace of this deck, which I really like. A lot of runners would like time to set up their combo pieces or set up like multiple breakers or a board. And this deck really says no, there's not really time for that. I was hoping you hit Explodapalooza because we're pretty poor right now, but instead we've just drawn it. That's fine, that happens. I mean, we could have put the vanilla on the R&D to stop more keyholes. I really wasn't sure if he was going to have the retrieval run or not. Or Paperclip also is presumably in there, and he has the credits to do it. So he's hit 2 Jacksons. That's almost too bad. And good trash in the Team Sponsorship, because that's the one that's bringing agendas back. That's probably the #1 must trash in this deck. So we can click for 3 and install the Archangel, but unfortunately, can't afford it. So we could draw for a cheap ice. What we have in the deck left is 1 more vanilla, 1 more quandary. I think we just have to bluff the access here and see if he goes for it. Or if he want, he probably is not going to be scared at all. So there's a Siphon, New Angeles. Okay. If he goes for a same old Siphon, we're going to lose 3 credits. Not the end of the world. This deck typically doesn't care a lot about Siphon, unless it's giving them the money to trash all our stuff, which so far we haven't had that much stuff anyway. Okay, so he wanted to be safe. He didn't want to slam into, what, I guess, Turnpike? Not really relevant. I'm not sure what he was worried about exactly. So we like a lot of agendas in our decks, even though we've already seen 4 of them. There's a bunch more in there. So he's going to, yeah, I like that by him. He's not going to get greedy and wait to get more at once. He's going to go scoop those 2 up. So that's pretty good. We can click for 3, install wraparound here. And then DDoS is fairly awkward for us. I also like clicking for 3 and then installing this onto the archives, because he will have to DDoS us to get in the archives the second time. Yeah, he just has no money and he knows it, so he's going to do nothing for a turn. Subliminal's back to us. Pretty good. Temple's all right. Yeah, let's install it. I don't think we need to score this turn. Would he run this Explodapalooza? I don't want to give him 2 points is the thing. Yeah, I'm afraid he's going to run the Explodapalooza, so let's not do anything with that right now. Let's just keep digging. We can score Beal next turn. And we can play the Explodapalooza on server 7. We're kind of worried about DDoS. DDoS busts all our ice, obviously. So this is $1 for him to break. So we're in kind of money dump mode right now. I think the main thing is that he doesn't get any money out of us. But he will get to Keyhole a couple times. However, the temple should block the archives, because we'll be able to res wraparound, so that's alright for us. And if he accesses and gives Explodapalooza money, I would be happy. Oh, right, he can't access from meter. So he's just going to not siphon. Doesn't want it the tags, I guess. He's going to come kill that. So Sensi lives. Excellent news for us. We do drop a Keyhole access. But if Sensi fires, we've got a decent chance to find our third Jackson. Or team sponsorships are really good for us also, because we'll be able to score the Beal. Team sponsorship is here. Little engine is what? It's not bad. I don't think it's the best one here. So we're going to be able to do subliminal shipment. Triggering Jeeves. We can get our assembly line out now. Yeah, for a little bit extra cash is what I want to do that. Install this. Get the team sponsorship out. So, unfortunately, we can't score the Beal right now. If you put this out here, we've only got one click left and we're short. So what we want to do is get the Jackson out and send back the other Jackson, send back the Beal. And probably next turn we'll find an agenda we can use. Okay. Do you even want the little engine? Maybe we want to put it in front of the sponsorship. Yeah, that's, we'll put her on HQ to duck siphon, just in case he wants to siphon again. Doesn't actually work, but I think he's going to be scared about it. Yeah, team sponsorship is like the key card in this deck. You fetch anything you need out of the archives, and you're back in action, right? So now the 3 breaking news are out of the table, but there's a 15 minutes remaining. The third Beal is here, which we can potentially score. And he has no money, so that's a big issue for him. So let's try to find this Beal. And we'll try to get the Jackson back. And we need the team. I guess the shipment's actually good. We'll get a Jeeves trigger that way. Unfortunately, we don't find what we need. Let's go mandatory. No. Okay, let's push Exploda, and now we've got a second ice, and we can get a different type, so Paperclip won't beat both of these. We can score the Exploda next turn. He's on 4 credits. Yeah, he's just gonna give up. That's fair. So things were a bit dicey letting in Keyhole, but it worked out all right. I had a free click last turn. What did I install? 3 cards? Oh yeah, I did install 3. That wouldn't have mattered. Yeah, wouldn't have mattered for us. All right, thanks for the games, or thanks for watching. I think the deck is really strong. Like, I think it's probably tier 1. I think the 11 ice does help, is a better choice than 9 ice. I think you feel a little bit safer, especially where there's stuff like DDoS, where like 1 ice won't cut it and they'll have a full turn to just rampage. Like in this case, what made me feel really safe is having, you know, even 2 cheap gear check ice. Paperclip never came out for him, but it would have been close. See, the speed of the game is just so fast with this deck. You know, this is a turn 8 or turn 9 score out. That's fairly late because usually we can do it on like 8 or 7. I mean, yeah, like Josh kind of hates almost every deck, so that's fine. You have to take his opinion as what it is. All right, see you next time.